Hey, what's up? What's up? Okay, let me just fix some few things in front of me before I confuse myself and my script. Uh, Good evening, everybody. It is 7 o'clock, and as we already know, we are still on that journey of my 30-day live streaming challenge throughout the month of May. I am gonna create a dedicated video for tomorrow's video. As you guys also know, that I do post 3 times a week, like long form videos, while I'm also live streaming because I'm catering to both. In fact, three algorithms that I'm catering to when it comes to my YouTube channel. I'm catering to the community post. I'm also contributing to the long form video algorithm as well as the live streaming algorithm so that I do not neglect one or the other. And then when I come back, I have to kneel down and beg, please recognize me again. I know I was only making double digits and I don't want to go back to single digits for weeks on end. Oh my gosh, you guys, please do watch the long form video that I'm going to create tomorrow. It's coming out at 11:30 in the morning, South African time. That way you get to learn my analytics about what has transpired thus far since I started live streaming. It's almost like an update type of video and stuff like that. But before I get into that, let me first say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. It doesn't matter what kind of a mother you are, whether you are a biological mother, stepmother, or a sister that has taken a role of a mother because of circumstances at home or in life, and you are taking care of kids, whether you are a community mother or a mother that has responsibility of many kids, either in a home of safety or place of safety or wherever you may be. So happy Mother's Day to you all. I hope you had a great day. You were spoiled and your children said all the nicest things in the world and did not give you any sort of trouble. Happy Mother's Day. I'm not going to touch on the other stuff as well that got me upset earlier today. I already touched it on my main channel. I just came there. I was live and now we are here. Yes, we gotta grind, guys. We gotta grind. And no, these streets are not easy to grow on. If you are not going to do one thing or the other, you are just not going to succeed on YouTube. That is something that I'm learning as well on a daily. And it's something that also I'm incorporating in my lesson for the masterclass because I'm learning so many things. Of course, YouTube is no longer like how it used to be in the beginning, where you just posted a video, boom, you go viral the next day, and then you get these hundreds of thousands of subscribers and get rich because many YouTube millionaires that actually are millionaires is because the algorithm back then was so loose and people were making money. Like 9-year-olds were becoming millionaires. To this day, I think the youngest millionaire who's worth about 200 or 400 million dollars is a 9-year old. So now that kids are no longer allowed to be in the regular YouTube, they have their own platform. That kind of like killed that kind of business where kids were in front of a camera and able to make millions of dollars. That is no longer a thing. Advertisers are not placing ads where there are kids involved, which is something that I want to answer this question because I get asked a lot, like why I still get ads though I have my kids on the videos. So there are some few things that are going to concern you going forward that I'm going to say because YouTube is definitely clamping down on those, and I'm seeing more and more and more and more videos of people complaining about that. Other people say, but my channel is a family channel. So what's the point of having this channel if I cannot show my children? It's a mess. It's a mess that I don't know how it's going to be fixed. Sometimes I really want to say something. The only thing I can do is just shout at you if you're putting your kids in the video because I understand what this is going to do to your channel going forward. Either getting deleted or you're never going to see ads. And then you're going to be creating this just for fun. You see what I mean? A lot of people are complaining. Watch those videos. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Watch those videos. I was feeling so bad for this lady from England. I watched the video yesterday. I know, guys, I'm going to get to today's topic, but I feel like I need to share this as well. This lady has a channel where she creates toys, not more like toys, like what do you call those toys again? The one that you stuff things in, and she will also create like these small little cute. Some of them are like key key holder stuff. You know that cute little stuff that dangles on your key holder. She creates those, but she does it with like animated characters. Of course, the first she didn't understand why she was getting 300,000 views, 500,000 views. But when she looks at the analytics, there are no ads that have been played on those videos because YouTube deemed them to be made for children. So what the YouTube does is takes her videos and places on the kids' YouTube. And of course, if your videos end up there, no advertisers don't place ads. They're not allowed to place ads on those videos. So all of this money, and she says my channel is not made for children. My channel is made for adults. The stuff that she creates is for adults. But because she is those little toys, they are from cartoon characters. That is why they are deemed made for children, and she's not getting the ads that would have paid her plus or minus $5,000 at least, if not more than that, a month. But she gets nothing. Some of the videos that are not deemed as made for kids, YouTube will just turn them automatically that this is made for kids, but they place limited ads on her videos, and she will literally make something like 10 pence, 50 pence, and I'm like, what? And then you look at her views, 1.3 million on a video where she made 50 pence, not even a pound, and you're like, ah. So YouTube is definitely clamping down. So that this also taught me something, that even if your kids are not seen, but you have, let's say, television screen in the background, and that television screen has a cartoon channel on, and there are cartoons playing in the background, YouTube will deem that as made for children. And yet there's no child nearby. So this means now when you are going to film at home and you have an open plan space and the living room is directly behind you with the television screen on, that means from this point on you need to switch off your television. If the television is to keep your child busy while you are making videos, that means you have to move the television to the bedroom or to another room or out of frame so that the television doesn't show the channel, because obviously you're going to have a kids channel in the background, meaning like a cartoon, maybe Nickelodeon or what you call Disney or something like that. So I'm learning that, oh, okay, I see, because she was getting hit with the toys that she was creating out of cartoon characters. I was like, oh, shoot. And it makes sense because I did say before that as I am busy here on this live, the algorithm is busy. It's checking everything that's happening in front of me. If I'm a real person, my nose, my everything. And then it goes in the background to check if the background is real, is not automated, etc., and so on, and all of that stuff. So can you imagine if I have television that is playing Disney Channel, it's gonna pick that up and then it will deem this channel or this video or the live to be made for kids. And if it's made for, I wouldn't even be here right now. It would have just switched me off. So these are the lessons that I am learning as I go along, as I watch more YouTube videos, because I get asked a lot, Clancy's, these things of kids. Some people don't believe me, and I don't have a problem with that because it's your channel. Mine is to bring you information to say, don't put your kids because there's a policy called COPPA. I was even asked by a creator who says, why do I always say there must not be kids on videos? I'm not the one who's saying that. that told me that this creator has never read the YouTube policies. You got to read. They are there in your YouTube studio. Go to settings right now and go under policies. They'll be like, "Brr," they'll drop down like this. Read them all. I'm not saying that it's not coming from me. It's coming from YouTube. All my I'm doing is to save your channel from getting demonetized because you have kids on your videos. That's all that I'm doing. That's it. It's not coming from me at all. Not from me. I would love to see. I mean, I used to enjoy family vlogs before all of this came to the fore. I think it started in 2020. When was it that copper kicked in? 2021, September 2021. I remember that video from the former CEO of YouTube. She said that that video is still there. You can even Google, well, not Google search it. Go to YouTube search bar and go former CEO, YouTube CEO on copper. That video is there. She's the whole shebang. Look how many years ago that was. Just recently, about 3 4 years ago. But prior to that, we were able to watch family vlogs, follow these family vlogs, fell in love with the family, and all of that stuff. But now all of that is gone. That business no longer exists because they cried, those family vlog people. They're like, this is how we make a living. And now they are taking it away from us. That means we have to go back to work at 9 to 5 because they were full time kids, what do you call this? Family channels were their income. Both parents quit their jobs and focused on family vlogging, and they were making millions, millions, because people were watching in great numbers because they are wholesome, right? But other than that, guys, I think I have said what I needed to say in terms of this thing. And yeah, as I said, also I'm going to tomorrow morning when you get up. I don't know, not going to get up at 11:30. I'm posting a video on the updates of everything that has transpired thus far since I went live. So that if you were thinking of going live but you were not sure, learn from my experience and see how you can enhance your own growth and get monetized as quickly as possible or not. It's up to you. I know it's a lot of work, especially if you're gonna go doing this for the next 30 days. It's tough. I can tell you, your brain does get fried at the end. Like I do every time when I'm done with filming, I go take a shower. I have my dinner and straight to bed just to relax my brain. But other than that, guys, yesterday we left off with several topics that I had mentioned. I thought we were going to cover all five of them, but I realized that actually that is near impossible because each one of the topic does deserve its own life. Like yesterday, we covered frugality. Today, we're going to cover saving money in the African, most like in the South African way, because I've never heard this scheme done anywhere else on the African continent. Maybe it's done, I don't know, and I don't know what they call it. I don't know if it's also widespread amongst all over the world, wherever they are. But in South Africa, it's quite prevalent, and many people have built, I wouldn't say wealth per se, but they've built a comfortable life through this financial scheme called Stockvels. This is like a mini bank club or money saving club or whatever you want to call it. I call it a mini bank club because that is literally what you do. You take a portion of your salary or a portion of your side hustle. Maybe it's 2, 3, or 5%. Sometimes I always say throw in 50%. As long as you know that the other 50% covers all your bills, I say take 50% of your salary and put it in a stock file. Because when comes the time for dividends, you're the one who's smiling all the way to the bank, right? But we'll also talk about, in fact, let me start it this way. And let me just officially start this. If you are going to be a part of a stock file, make sure number one, you are going to involve yourself in this with people you trust, people that are responsible, people that have the same goals as you, financial goals as you. And lastly, people that are disciplined. Because sometimes, well, I'm ill disciplined when it comes to meetings because you know me and people, social anxiety. I put my money whenever they have these meetings. Usually, I send somebody else to go in my place, or I just don't go at all. I just get the minutes, and they understand all the Stockvels that I'm part of. They know that I don't attend any of these society meetings, as some of them are called. Stockvels are a huge business deal in KwaZulu Natal. In KwaZulu Natal, even people that get grants. It's for me. I get so impressed when I see a single mother of two kids, three kids, sometimes even one, participating in a Stockvel, like taking government money that she earns, that 350 or 800 or whatever the case, and they go into Stockvels. It impresses me how they are, women. That's why sometimes I feel like we should give a woman a chance to be president everywhere in the world, because I get blown away. Like, what? You were able to feed her children, buy them clothes, make sure they have a great Christmas, make sure they have great birthdays, etc., and so on, from 350. That blows me away, you guys. Anyways, we are not there. So the point that I'm trying to make, have 50% of your income, whether it's a side hustle or whatever the case might be. So there are different kinds of Stockvels. So I used to be part of about 12 Stockvels before, because of black tax. I think I've already mentioned that, but I don't mind repeating for those that were not here. So to minimize black tax, especially during the December period, and for the next 6 to 7 months, I used to participate in grocery Stockvels. So we put money that at the end of the year, usually will be the 16th of December, because it's a public holiday. We go to a certain store, or somebody goes to the certain store, and big trucks filled with groceries, and we all get the same, what do you call this, groceries, and all of that stuff. Nobody gets anything less or anything more, because we this is the dividends. Everybody is earning equally to what they had put in. But usually your constitutions of your Stockvels would have terms and conditions. Maybe they'll say, this Stockvel, we pay only 5 rand a month, or this Stockvel is 200 rand a month, or this Stockvel 500, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. It depends on your own financial strength, according to how much you are also earning from your side hustle or from your salary from your job, right? And then I also used to get myself involved in meat Stockvels. This is where a bunch of cows will be bought and slaughtered, and then the meat is cut equally amongst all the members of the Stockvel. So our refrigerator, our freezer, they used to be at home, my home. I had two different freezers. This freezer had beef. This freezer would have sheep. This freezer would have chickens. Because again, I said I used to be part and parcel of many different Stockvels. What others were for cows, others were for chickens, others were for sheep. And then we also were part of a funeral type of Stockvel. Well, that one for me, it wasn't more like it was for anybody at home, because everybody's under a certain policy, funeral policies, and all of that stuff that I would pay premium for. But I did it just in case something does happen in the neighborhood and they come and ask for donations. I know that I can pull from the Stockvel and then donate to the family that may not have meat for the funeral, or they might not have grocery for their funeral, etc., and so on. And then my favorite one, the other one was just for, like I said, for black tax. I did it for black tax. For me personally, I got involved the one at work with my colleagues, but for me, I'm very strict with the number of people. Three is enough. Three of us. I don't want the fourth person because I want the rotation I want to earn multiple times a year. I think it was 4 times a year that when it rotated to each other. And it was like 1,000 rand each that we would put, and then it would next this month it's gonna be me who gonna get 2,000 rand from my colleagues, and then the next month 2,000 rand to the next, like that, and they get like 3,000 because of their own 1,000 rand as well. So we always had money during the course of the year. During the course of the year, we sometimes you find that hey things are tough, hey, you're pushed against the corner because of black tax or something happened along the way, and then you know that this month getting the rotation comes to me. It's my turn to take from my colleagues. That was for me my favorite. I like the rotation stock fell versus the one where you pump in money in different pots. But it's great at the end of the year. The dividends are incredible. So some stock fells, the ones that I was part of, they were also will loan like money to people that come to borrow. Sometimes they were strict, depending again with your constitution. Sometimes a member of the Stockfel can go and borrow amount of money if maybe they are in trouble with school fees, which shouldn't be a problem. Why? Because it should also be part of school fees, Stockfels, school fee, school uniform, Stockfels, and etc. and so on. So people can come and borrow from the savings, but when they pay back with interest. That was my favorite part about it. They pay back with interest. So the stock fell, of course, the ones that I was part of, they would get really, really wealthy. I'm talking about the account. I'm not talking about us. They will get really, really wealthy with the different amounts that people would donate. I mean, not donate, contribute towards the dividends at the end of the year. Now, the only disadvantage that I also noticed, which is like the fifth thing that I want to add on the people that you should be part of this, was people that have open minds. Because it is difficult being part of a stock fell where there are some people that have an old fashioned mind that believe that at the end of the year we will the treasurer, the chairperson, and the secretary go to the bank and come back with bags and bags of money to divide amongst us. And we've heard incidences many a times before where they would be mugged, like they were mugged. And I always suspected that it was an inside job in the bank. There were people outside, and they will say this person wearing what, not. That's what I suspected. I'm not saying and that's what the bank did. I'm talking about the bank workers. Probably they worked with the criminals outside, so they risk all of your savings that you have put in during the course of the year, and only to be told during the annual general meeting that, well, guys, there's no dividends today because we were mugged and they took every cent out of that, and everybody's going back home angry, and it becomes like a mess. I've been part of one of that, and I thought, you know what, I cannot be in this Stockfell because that some people still believe in walking in a bank and then withdraw the dividends that we're supposed to get instead of pushing this money into our accounts. Yes, back then we did not have apps, but you can still do it inside the bank. Deposit, sit there the entire day if you have to, and you have everybody's bank account, and then you put in the bank account the dividend or respective dividends. But no, they want to come out carrying bags and then they get mugged, and all that money is gone. So make sure that you are with people that are open minded to utilize today's technology to pay dividends. Okay. Now, some stock fells, which I like this, For me, it was like I said, it was for black tax. It wasn't for anything else. The one that I was playing was the one I did at work with my colleagues. Some Stockfels, what they do, which is great idea, I would say, where they take the money or maybe half of the money and invest it in other places, either in stock market, but like in a portfolio of some sort to or buy shares of some sort, especially in South Africa. If it's like a black stockfell, there are shares that also come out like black economic empowerment shares. Maybe they're selling a portion of a certain parastatal and they want black citizens of the country to own shares in this particular company. And then stockfells, they say, okay, guys, we have this opportunity. We can buy shares as a group, and then we'll get dividends after 10 years, after 15 years, or 20 years, or whatever the BE plan is when it comes to dividends. I remember at the time when one of the stock fells that I was in, they wanted to buy shares at DSTV. Yeah, DSTV. What is it called again? The gosh, what's the company that runs DSTV again? What's it called again? The one in Randburg. Yeah, they were selling shares, and so they did buy those shares. But with me, I already pulled out at the time. But I today, like today, people still get dividends out of DSTV. But of course, with DSTV shares also dwindling because people are pulling out from the subscription. There was a time where DSTV suffered when many white people, yeah, multi-choice, absolutely, thank you. Multi-choice was selling those shares. uh, the stock that I was part of, they bought very large shares out of multi-choice, and they still get dividends to this very day. And no, it is multi-choice. You're right. You're right. It is multi-choice. To this day, I think they got dividends. When was it? I can't remember, but very recent, they got some dividends out of multi-choice, and they are able to send their children to university. They're able to improve their houses. Others even open some little tuck shops in their townships and things of that nature, which is like a good thing. I think it's a very, very good thing. Even shares that I think it's Fidelity or something like that. There were some stock files that were buying the shares there. So again, go into this with people with a common purpose with you. How do you want our lives to change? And if somebody comes up with a great opportunity that the stockfest should invest 50% of your monies, that all of y'all will get due diligence done, get this expert coming from all over and teach you or educate you about these investment opportunities. You can buy land. I've seen a lot of stock fellows buying land, and then from that land they do agriculture. Whether the agriculture is in animals or it's in what do you call this, produce, or both. I've seen stock fellows that own like large hectares of land. They farm animals, cows, pigs, goats, you name them, and they are thriving. And the dividends at the end of the year for the members is pretty good, like really, really good. So these are the things that when you involve yourself in a stock fund, make sure that it's a stock fund that understands things, that has foresight, visionaries that are running these stock fells. I don't know how I feel about the stock fells that you find in banks. Somehow I feel like this should have been our own thing. It should be owned by us and us only, because we the ones that came up with this concept when black people were not allowed to save money in banks during apartheid, because this is where it all started. Black people not allowed. We created our own banking concept, and we said let's put our monies together, and then we divide dividends at the end of the year and go and support our families to for the next number of months. Let me tell you something with grocery Stockfels, you have already probably 6 months of food and meat. For us, it was like about 10 months of meat because they would cut them and put them in these plastics and all that stuff. Money for brine, money for stew, not money, so meat for brine, meat for stews, meat for this and meat for that. And you have in plastics. So whenever you feel like you want to have yourself a nice piece of steak, all you did, you went into the deep freezer, pull out a plastic, and let it defrost while you go to work, come back, and then you do your thing, and then you eat, you know? And that used to last about 10 months. You knew that in the next 2 months, we are going through a dividend once again. So it's a nice cycle of supporting your families. These days, it's no longer like how it used to be before. It's now business oriented type of Stockfels. And I like that. But like I said, I am uncomfortable that banks have taken over this concept. I'm talking your commercial banks, the traditional banks. They didn't see us before, and suddenly now they are somebody that is not of ours is gaining out of our Stockfels because of course you pay some kind of fee to these banks versus when we used to be the ones that divided this money and we paid no interest to any establishment, if you know what I mean. So I'm a little bit uncomfortable with that. And I also see some shops that are being opportunistic where they say, okay, those that do grocery, what do you call this? Grocery stock fells, come and buy at our shop. This is the discount we're going to give you. Okay, I like that. I like that, but I feel like there's a psychological game that is also being played on the people. But instead, I was saying in one of the stock fell, why don't we buy our own warehouse or our own supermarkets where this money it still rotates, like it goes like this. It never leaves us. Buy our own shopping complex and have different kinds of stores. This is where when we buy our groceries, we go there rather than take our monies to a big establishment, a store that is your popular grocery stores. Let the money rotate amongst us. Let it not go out. Utilize the concept of a dollar amongst the Jewish community. The dollar rotates amongst them. I think it rotates about 7 times before it goes out. So let us do the same thing. But again, when you don't have people with a vision that you have, then it's going to be just a pipe dream. But other people are beginning to learn that we can buy a piece of land and then build our own supermarkets. And then when it's time to buy food out of our stock farm money, we still go to what we own, right? And then money just never depletes. It never depletes. It just keeps growing and growing because there will be other people from other parts who are not part of the stock fells that are going to be buying food and groceries throughout the course of the year. And this is job creation. This is skills development situation as well. This is where also you will have graduates that their parents are part and parcel of the Stockfel. They have a job while they're waiting to get employed for what they went to school for. So there's a lot of stuff that Stockfels does that saves a lot of lives. People that live in abject poverty, like I'm telling you, people that get grants, I get so blown away when at the end of the year, especially they would say, if there's somebody that comes to borrow money, can it be my money so that I gain an interest out of that money? And then at the end of the year, they are holding in their pockets 50,000 from a mere 300 rand that they contribute towards the Stockfel because of the interest when some people come and borrow. Some Stockfels do act like Omashonisa, like the word that I don't like, loan shark. What's the alternative name for Omashonisa in English? What's the alternative name? Because I don't like the word loan sharks. Yes, they loan you money, but I think the shark part comes when they become very heartless when they come to collect the money with interests, right? I also do not be a part of a stockfell where they hire criminals to go fetch the money from the person that had borrowed the money from the stockfell. Don't take people's IDs, don't take people's bank cards, don't take people's SASA cards. That's not allowed by the law to do that. And make sure that in your constitution that is exactly you put in place there. If people do not pay, take them to a small claims court. If people are not paying what they had borrowed, take them to a small claims court. That way, you get your money the legal way as a society or a stockfell. And of course, they will when it's time to collect, you can even get the sheriff of the high court to go and possess some of the things that are going to replace the money, things like that. The stockfell should even have like a secondhand store because maybe things that they repossess from people, they put it in a store, like a pawn store for that matter. Grow the business instead of just having like racehorse blinders and just only focusing on one thing that at the end of the year we are going to divide this money instead of also branching the money out to other investment opportunities. It's very important. It's very important to be. I think it goes without saying that anything that you want to involve yourself in and involves other people, all of y'all must be on the same frequency. Because the moment the equilibrium is not balanced, then your stockpile is going to be in trouble. It's going to be in trouble. You're going to start gossiping about each other, start lying about each other, especially when money is divided. You'll find people that probably contribute a little bit less, and those that contribute a little bit higher. Sunday, there will be rumors that you hear that Betty K got more than me, and yet Betty K only pays so, and they don't even know the facts. How much exactly Betty K contributes to the stock fair? Next thing, it's a fight. And usually some of these fights, they involve I'm sorry, I'm getting choked by my saliva. They involve some very, very criminal activities against each other. Get into this mini bank club with people that have semen to have the same goals as yourself. If it's buying houses and turn these houses into Airbnbs, then all of you must have the same mentality. If you want to take the money and buy a fleet of cars and turn them into Bolts, Lyfts, and Ubers, then all of you must think along those lines. If you want to buy a piece of land and you want to farm chickens, all of y'all must have the same mentality about that. You must not have somebody else having a different idea, and then your meeting ends up being chaotic. And suddenly there's these factions within the stockfell. That stockfell is going to fall apart very, very quickly, like speed of light. The other stockfell that I used to love being a part of, it was vacation stockfell. So we all put money to visit, let's say, Ghana, or to visit Nigeria, or to visit Namibia. I mean, those stock funds, I love them because I used to travel using putting money into those stock funds. That for me was more relaxing after a hard year of work. You just hop into a plane and then go to a different country, learn a different culture, language. Well, of course, you're not going to learn the language, but you will learn phrases so that you do not find yourself in trouble in those countries that you go to. So most of the time we dealt a lot with African countries rather than going to Europe and the US and wherever else. Um, those stock fails are incredible. I love those, even though there's not much that it invests in, but it does invest in your mental health. When you come back in January, you are so refreshed. You are able to. I mean, you are willing to grab the bull by the horns and wrestle the new year, right? That's where also when you are out there, you're able to sit down and write your New Year's resolutions, hearing a different language being spoken to you while you're being served. It's incredible. So I was part of that Stockfell. I'm no longer part of that. Right now, I'm only part of four Stockfells that are personally for me. I am still part of the rotational one. I am also, should I say, but most of those ones right now we are beginning to be business oriented, like going looking for business opportunities. I think I did mention, maybe I did not, going into the travel and tourism space. I am my friend of my friend who's an American, we getting into that together. So you see, it's now we're spreading this idea to the global stage. I'm getting myself into that where we're just gonna do tourism, get African Americans coming to South Africa. Look if they're interested in property. Here we are. We give them all the information they need about property. If it's about a holiday destination in South Africa, we just send them the information and then they book through us to come here, and then we place them in different Airbnbs, and then we get to make money as a result of that. It sounds like you're being in a tourism space, but no, it's a stock fair. Let me tell you something. Because there's money that we put in to create this type of business. So this one I'm gonna give you that we are busy with, and we are almost there actually, like here, soon. So those are they're more business oriented rather than just about, because I no longer do black tax no more. I'm out of there. I'm out of black tax for a number of reasons. I think I may have told my story. I'm not sure if I told the story here or I told it on my main channel that or maybe it's my other channel. I can't remember where I told the story that I'm ending paying black tax because the people that I do this I mean, I send the things to, they keep bringing me children. They keep bearing children and they don't want to go to work or find jobs. And then when you say, okay, listen, where are the fathers of these kids? Nobody's telling you, as if they were like Mother Mary and then they were planted in them. And now they became my problem. And then in year 2023, January, it was my resolution that the only time I am going to pay is when I hear that the father of this child has passed on, or I hear that the father of this child is incapacitated one way or the other. But while they still have their 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 eyes, and energy to still be able to be creating more babies, I am not paying no black tax. No child here I'm going to waste my money in paying school fees for and stuff like that. To this day, I'm still waiting for the fathers. And they have been stubborn about it. And I told myself I'm also going to be stubborn about it until they produce them because I want to have a word or two with them. But before that, mvubu, like how dare you? You know? So I no longer participate. That's why I pulled out of all these stock fails that I was doing. I was the one who was cutting myself short because of people that were irresponsible. They were like, my other name is Ntlantla. They're like, Ntlantla Khan. Ntlantla is there. Like, no, Ntlantla is gone now. Ain't happening. Ain't happening no more. I'm out of there. I should have been out of there years ago. So would I know I digressed. So the point that I'm trying to make is there's opportunities in Stockfells. So as a YouTuber who one day is going to be monetized, and then when you're monetized and your channel grows and you make more money on YouTube, and also we talked about digital courses and digital products, then I want you to do some of this money, find Stockfells in your community, amongst your friends, amongst your colleagues, or wherever the Stockfells are at, and participate, contribute 50% of the money that you make. Trust and believe me, when you put 50% of the money that you earn, the dividends are so high, they will leave your head spinning. Trust and believe me. Be brave like that. Live within your means with the other 50%. And let me tell you something, when you live 50% with if you live with the other 50%, you become so disciplined with how you spend money. You prioritize your spending. You know that if you are living in a rented space, that rent is paid, food is paid. If you got kids, the school fees are paid. They have their uniform, lunches, sports, and also excursions or trips at school. All of that is paid for, and you know that 50% every month goes to the Stockfell. And then if a business opportunity comes and then they present, say yes after you've done your due diligence as well, that market research was done and it shows this trajectory of the interest that this business is going to bring to you as a group. I don't know if I'm making any sense there, you guys. What else did I want? Oh yeah, like I said, with your stock you can buy even property, turn the property into Airbnb, or turn the property into rentals. Maybe as you do this and you buy more houses or more property or more land, then you get into property development or real estate business as a stock fell. And you are all shareholders, guys. All of you are shareholders of these particular businesses that you are going to create out of that. Um, what else that is out there that I have not touched regarding yeah, basically that's just what I wanted to say in terms of this great opportunity. I know I'm talking about this at the surface of it. The reason why I'm doing it at the surface of it is because I do not want to complicate this too much, because I see a lot of information that has been added on top of Stockfells. No, let's go back to basics before banks got themselves involved, before insurance companies got themselves involved, before big conglomerates got themselves involved in what belonged to us. We conceptualize this while we selling it away and making somebody else money when we're supposed to make ourselves money. You get what I'm trying to say? I have no issues with whoever owns these banks, but I have an issue where now they're penetrating into what we built ourselves, and we still don't get any credit for that. Mainstream banking sector does not favor people that live in the townships. If you want to open a bank today, to get a banking license, you have to pay hundreds of millions of rands. I mean, hundreds of millions of rands just to open a bank. What does that tell you? You are not allowed to be in this space. You are not allowed to be in this space. Instead, take your money and bring it to us. Gatekeeping. And supposedly, we have a government that is supposed to look after and look out for the poor people. Anyways, do I support that Stockfields be under banks? No. I think they should have our own establishments that understand our Stockfields, that this money is for one, two, three. We get newsletters about opportunities across the board. Whether the Stockfell is in Cape Town or well, let's say Western Cape or Eastern Cape or Northern Cape, KZN, wherever, we all get the same newsletter that says, okay, there's a business opportunity here. There's another BEE opportunity there if you want to buy shares, etc., and so on. That's what I think. I don't know what you guys think, but let me read your comments and then we call it a day. I don't see a lot of people tonight. Where everybody gone to? Where everybody tonight? Maybe you guys are like fatigued with me. Maybe that will hurt. That will hurt because I still need y'all. I have how many days left? 18. Yeah, I know it's a lot. So bear with me. Don't run away. Come, because I still have wealth of knowledge to share with you. Because we are in the business of building wealth, guys, and that wealth spills over into generational wealth. So it starts with us. So if you're gonna leave me, ah, Maka, good evening, business partners. What's up, business partners? Good to see you here every single day. I highly appreciate your support. Same with you, my friend, gardening with Betty K. Good evening, business partners. Good evening to you as well, my friend. Thank you so much. Maka says, Macado is what I found out your name is, right? Thank you, Clancis. You are so welcome. If you want to share your own stories, guys, please go ahead. Share your own stories about being a part of a Stockfell or some kind of a saving club because there are different Stockfell. There's one for funerals, there's one for funerals and funeral food, there's others for alcohol. I have seen others for school fees and school uniforms, etc. There's like Stockfeld now for everything, almost everything. So you choose where you think you resonate, as so that you can also benefit out of these incredible money saving schemes that we partake in locations in the rural areas, peripheries, transitions, as well as urban areas. Participate and make yourself money, right? Build wealth. If you want to be part of the ones that buy shares and other business opportunities, do it. Good thing. Ganingo Betty say, thank you. Thank you to you too, my friendo. Lindani, hi, hi. What's up, Lindani? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. Then we have Puluku. What's up, Puluku? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you so much for being here. BBM, hi, BBM. How are you doing? So good to see you here, Evening Clan. Oh, yeah, we call ourselves business partners. We are not the clan. The clan is on the other side, but I get you. Thank you so much, BBM. I appreciate you. Gunning with Betty says multi-choice. Yes, it's multi-choice. I think at that time we were supposed to contribute about 250 rand, but somebody decided that instead of 250 rand, why don't we put something like 10,000 rand each? For me, I was like, I'm out of here. I don't know what ended up happening with that, but I think it doesn't exist anymore. But people still get dividends from multi choice, or maybe they rebranded. I'm not sure. One of the two. Gardening with Betty K or something. No, yeah, it's multi choice. You're very much right. They sold shares. I can't remember which year it was, but I remember I just started work. I just started. I was still like a young springbok in my 20s. What happened to the years, people? What happened to the years? Gardening with Betty K says, I joined one at home with my sister for my mom. We were rich for a year. Why did you go back? You ate all the money. Why did you go back if you were rich for a whole year? I'm telling you, it changes lives, this thing. I have seen it with my own two eyes. Again, I am giving a lot of attributes to people that earn a grant, whether it's a childcare grant or disability grant or old age grant. My goodness, those people participate in Stockfels and they make great dividends at the end of the year. They're able to take care of their children for a whole year. There's always food in the pantry. Always. Those kids do not are not short of anything. There's meat, there's everything that they need is there. So it does. It does help. It does save a lot of lives. Good evening. Okay, what am I saying? Good evening. Gardening with Betty K says, yeah, shops are doing that too. Yeah, that can you imagine if it's the stock fair that owns those stores? And I do see my friends' stores, they also benefit a lot in the rural areas. They love Stockfell people, love them. They even for the old age grand people, they even have a book for them. You know, the credit book. Like I see it works because the people in that area don't go hungry. They're able to go to my friend and say, "Hey, can I get 5 comma whatever off?" And then they just write their names. When they get paid, they go to my friend and pay off that credit. So I like that. I do because that means nobody in that village goes home or go to bed hungry, especially if they are able to earn some kind of income at the end of the month. Yeah, but they benefit a lot from Stockfells as well. A lot. Lucy, hi, just Lucy Brown. Good evening, business partners. How are you doing? I was watching the live between you and Joey, but why is it so short though? Was there a network problem, or maybe there's a longer one? I don't know. What happened there? Let me know. Was whenever I do my cleaning, I turn on, of course, vlogs. Whenever hear something interesting, I would run, sit and watch. Like, oh, wow, nice. And then I go back to doing what I need to do. Sometimes when I'm scripting, when I'm sitting right here and I'm scripting, I will also be listening to either a replay of a live, either from Buluku or from anybody that goes live that I come across. I will listen. Other than that, please let me know what happened there. Then we have gardening with Betty's laughing with her head on her head. I remember that story, right? Remember that story? Exactly. Walkwood also says, missed the start of this interesting topic. I have a mouthful on this one. Please share. Please share. You can share in the comment section. It can come through whichever way you want to share. Because I can tell you, it's great when people participate, especially when you are participating with people that you have a common purpose with, a church of people that you have a common purpose with. What will all continue to say with this I'm telling you, the economy got Cyril. Will dribble you. We might as well copy our parents' Stockfells and not these ones are run by the. Oh, those ones drive me absolutely insane because I feel like it's copyright stolen from us. They drive me up. You know, when I hear a bank has a Stockfell, my blood boils. It really does. Unless this, I'm educated about this. I get the whole Credit Act thing, and no, no, really, it drives me absolutely insane. Apparently, there's over 44 billion rand of Stockfell money in these banks. 44 million rand, billion, 44 billion. I think this year is more than 44 billion. Drives me up the wall. Uh, if we could just take it, if it's a bank, then let's take it to African Bank. Who owns African Bank again? I need to do my research, honestly. It's just that when I hear that, I'm like, gosh, no, no. Because you still have to pay interest. The money that I put in is no longer going to be what I'm supposed to be getting because the bank took an interest. Because the bank needs to make money as well, right? Just Lucy say, thank you. Joey is a family woman, and I wanted to respect her time by restricting it to an hour. Thank you for watching. Oh, okay. Now it makes sense. Because I'm like, I'm enjoying this. Why is it so short? But Joey, she is so wholesome. That is one wholesome. And you know what I love about her? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not saying you are not that type of parent. And cool as well as open minded. And on top of that, with her own YouTube channel, like what? I mean, I love her so much. She makes watching her videos very easy. No, no, I was enjoying that. I was enjoying that a lot. But I also get you. I get you. Lucy says, I love to enter that cry. Like, I know you like Syrian economy. It's quite funny. South Africans are so creative. You guys are so creative. Anyways, guys, I think this is it. My worry right now is that I've run out. I'm running out of time with StreamYard because I'm using the free version, and I'm only given 20 hours a month, and I'm already seeing the message saying, "Bro, you are about to reach your." Because I'm using the free version. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm gonna do my level best to ensure that I learn the YouTube featured one, because that one is free. I can do it through and through. I think I'm just gonna have to dedicate some time in learning how to go live using desktop, because it's easy with mobile, and I don't want to be like this when I am on live. I want a full screen like this. I don't know. We'll see. I will see when I get told, listen, this is the end. Ciao. See you next month for the next 20 hours. But other than that, I appreciate you guys so very much for the support. Much love from me. I will see you again tomorrow when we talk about something else. I haven't decided what the topic is going to be. It's between brand deals and sponsorships when it comes to you. Now we're coming back to YouTube. Either we'll be talking about brand deals and sponsorships, and we're gonna talk about your worth, how much you should charge brands, and all of that stuff. How you to put your social media to be attractive to brands, and what you should be posting to attract these brands, and things like that. But most of all, I want you to know your worth. I want you to know your worth as a content creator, because you are going to be approached by brands one day. And I'm going to advise you on what you need to do first, right? What you need to do first. And also, honesty, important. Okay, we'll talk about all of that, I think, tomorrow. Please let me know in the comment section after the replay if we should do that or something else. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Much love. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Bye.